Mr. Covey.
Mr. Chairman, members of the committee, thank you. My name is Ronald Covey. I'm President and CEO of St. Mary's Bank Credit Union in Manchester, New Hampshire. I'm testifying on behalf of CUNA. St. Mary's Bank Credit Union is a member-owned, not-for-profit financial cooperative and was the first credit union established in the United States. We are very, very proud of our heritage. For just over a century, we've been helping New Hampshire residents with a full range of affordable financial services. The idea behind the credit unions is very simple. People pool their savings and make loans to neighbors and coworkers in order to help each other achieve a better standard of living. That's why we help out small business owners. Our credit union involvement in small business lending dates back to the first days of our movement. It's in the credit union's DNA. St. Mary's has a track record of granting member business loans that dates back to our early years. We provide business loans for working capital, inventory, accounts receivable, equipment loans, seasonal loans, commercial real estate loans, and energy loans. We're an approved SBA lender and active in all of their programs. We also use several state programs through the Business Finance Authority in the state of New Hampshire. The average business loan size at our credit union is under $200,000. We have 960 business loans totaling $75 million and 2,200 business members. Our potential to make more small business loans is much, much greater. Business loan demand does exist, but credit unions are subject to a statutory cap on business lending. Our cap at St. Mary's is $85 million. Currently, we have a business pipeline and a new business loan request of about $15 million. That if approved, we'd exceed our cap by $5 million. Let me emphasize that. I do not see a scarcity of creditworthy borrowers. I have the funds to lend and nearly $5 million of loan requests that may go unfilled because of an arbitrary cap enacted 12 years ago without any economic or safety and soundness rationale. Given the demand we see, it is difficult to understand why we should not be able to put more money back into the community, into the hands of hard-working business owners, so they can employ more people and create more opportunities. There are several hundred letters here that I have from small businesses across the country who have received loans from credit unions, many after having been rejected by banks, big banks and community banks. These members have experienced firsthand the value in credit unions providing business loans. Restricting our business lending does a great disservice to business owners everywhere and stymies job growth. Some have suggested that an increase in credit union business lending could increase the risk of the National Credit Union Share Insurance Fund. However, the facts are otherwise. First, our business loan loss rate is just 1/5 that of loss rates at banks, and lower even still than our own losses in residential mortgages and consumer loans. Second, increasing the business lending cap gives well-capitalized credit unions a way to further diversify their portfolio, ultimately lowering the overall risk. Third, the NCUA has full authority to supervise credit union business lending, as the NCUA chairman recently emphasized in a letter to the Treasury Secretary. And from my own experience, the NCUA and state examiners thoroughly review my business loan portfolio annually. For us, increased business lending would be a very, very low risk. The President has proposed giving community banks access to $30 billion in TARP funds to encourage additional lending to small businesses. Credit unions have not sought inclusion in this program. That is because the chief impediment to credit unions increasing availability of small business credit is not the lack of capital. The chief impediment is a statutory cap on business lending. There is no economic or safety and soundness rationale for the cap when it was enacted, and there's none that exists today. The small businesses need credit unions today. Banks that have been serving them, in some cases for years, are pulling back access to credit. This is leaving many credit-worthy business owners high and dry, unable to get funds they need to operate and expand. Representatives Kanjorski and Royce have introduced legislation that would increase the credit union member business lending cap from 12.25% to 25% of assets. This legislation would add an additional $100 million of business lending capacity to my credit union. Nationally, we estimate the credit unions could lend an additional $10 billion in small businesses in the first year of an enactment, and helping them create over 100,000 new jobs. H.R. 3380 is a smart bill that will help small businesses and support communities, and I encourage Congress to enact this legislation as soon as possible. Mr. Chairman, I thank you for being here and look forward to questions.